Welcome to this quick presentation. First of all, congratulations for being open to discovering one of the most noble causes you will come across in your life. If you are watching this, it means you are among the few people in the world who had access to this idea at a very early stage. And let me tell you, this is not about if this opportunity will grow. Growth is inevitable. The real question is how many people will understand the impact it will create and how many will have the vision to join at the right moment. Of course, I must start with a disclaimer. This presentation is purely for educational and informational purposes. Nothing here is a promise of income or a guarantee of results. Success always depends on many factors, such as your dedication, your effort, your skills, and the time you are willing to invest. Now let me tell you about the movement we are part of. The movement is called Amplivo, which means amplified voice, and that is exactly what we are doing. Amplifying awareness, amplifying solutions, and amplifying a cause that truly matters. The cause of cleaning our planet from plastic waste and transforming this global crisis into a solution that will benefit generations to come. When you join Amplivo, registration is completely free. You gain access to our training, to our presentations, and to our global community without any cost. And if you also want to take a step further, if you want to share the cause and be compensated for your contribution, then all it takes is a symbolic license of only 10 euros per year. Just 10 euros to open the doors to a worldwide movement. Now, why do we even exist? Because we all know the brutal impact plastic is having on our oceans, our rivers, and our planet. Every single year, more than 500 million tons of plastic are produced. And the shocking reality is that only about 10% of it is recycled. The rest ends up in landfills, in rivers, and sadly, most of it ends up in our oceans. And this will not stop on its own. But here comes a solution. Since 2020, a company called Corsair has developed a revolutionary technology. Through a process called chemical recycling, or pyrolysis, Corsair is able to take plastic waste that would normally end up polluting our planet and transform it into advanced bio-oil. And this bio-oil is not just any byproduct. It is the only oil that can be used to create new plastic again. This means we finally have a circular solution where plastic can be recycled infinitely. Plastic becomes oil, oil becomes plastic again, and the cycle repeats forever. Now think about this. The global market today demands around 100 billion liters of this advanced bio-oil every single year, but supply only covers about 40% of that demand. Even if Corsair reaches its ambitious goal of building 2,000 reactors by the year 2030, it will only meet about 2.5% of the world's demand. That shows you how enormous the opportunity is and how much room there is for growth. This is part of a worldwide plan to clean up plastic waste and ensure that pioneers in this movement can achieve extraordinary financial results. To give you some perspective, let's compare with something you might already know: carbon credits. Back in 1997, the Kyoto Protocol created the market for carbon credits. The Kyoto Protocol made polluting companies pay those that reduced emissions. In other words, if a company polluted, it had to buy credits from another company that helped clean the environment. At the beginning, one carbon credit cost only $5. By 2022, that same credit reached $100. Why? Because demand was created by law, and when companies were forced to buy them, the market exploded into a multi-billion-dollar industry. Today, almost everyone has heard of carbon credits. But what about plastic credits? Few people know, and that's where the big opportunity lies. Now imagine the exact same thing, but with plastic credits. The difference is that plastic is visible, it is tangible, and it is suffocating marine life in front of our eyes every single day. And those who join now are positioning themselves at the very start of this movement. By 2027 or 2028, the plastic credit market is expected to reach more than $230 billion, which is about 10% of the carbon credit market. And Corsair is already leading this space. With just a 10% share, Corsair could achieve annual sales of $23 billion. So, what are plastic credits exactly? They are called CSR, which stands for Certified Plastic Recycling. CSR is a digital certificate recorded on blockchain that proves plastic has been collected and recycled, just like carbon credits, but for plastic. Let's take a simple example. Imagine Coca-Cola. Every year they produce huge amounts of plastic. With CSR credits, the rule is simple. 10 CSR equals 1 kilogram of plastic removed and recycled by Corsair. So if Coca-Cola produces 10,000 kilograms of plastic, they need to buy 100,000 CSR. By doing that, they fully offset their production. And in return, they receive a plastic neutrality certificate. That certificate allows them to say proudly, "We are plastic neutral." In other words, CSR becomes the digital currency that companies will use to offset their plastic pollution and prove real sustainability. Right now, CSR credits are already being traded in open markets, priced between 11 and 13 cents. And this is before it even becomes mandatory. Just imagine what will happen once thousands of companies are required by regulation to offset their plastic footprint. This is where plastic neutral packages, or PNPS, come into play. When you purchase a PNP, Corsair removes plastic waste from the environment in your name. As a reward, you also receive CSR credits as a free bonus. This is recorded transparently on blockchain technology. It means you are contributing to cleaning the planet while also accumulating one of the most promising digital assets of the future. What is our differential? Let's start with what we call the linear economy. Here's how it works. Resources are taken, turned into products, consumed, and finally, they end up as waste. And that's where the cycle stops. It's a straight line, and the planet pays the price. Now let's compare this with a circular economy. In this model, resources enter production, products are consumed, and then instead of becoming waste, they are recycled. That way the material goes back into the cycle again and again, reducing waste and giving plastic a second life. But here's the real game changer. With traditional recycling methods, plastic can only be reused 2, maybe 10 times at most. After that, it loses quality and still becomes waste. Corsair, however, uses a breakthrough technology called pyrolysis. This process transforms plastic waste into advanced bio-oil, which can then be turned back into plastic not just a few times, but infinitely. That means with Corsair, plastic never has to become waste again. It's a perfect loop. Plastic to oil, oil to plastic, forever and infinite times. And here's another exciting point. Corsair isn't just pioneering infinite recycling in the lab. They've already partnered with Shell, one of the largest energy companies in Europe. Through this partnership, Corsair supplies advanced bio-oil from pyrolysis directly to Shell. This shows the real-world demand and validation of the technology. It's proof that what we're doing isn't just an idea, it's a solution already being implemented by global leaders, creating a real impact on plastic waste while opening opportunities for those involved in the movement. Now here's one of the most exciting parts. The Corsair buyback commitment. Corsair has made a public promise to buy back 10% of all CSR plastic credits on the market. This isn't just a number, it's a guarantee that the market will grow in value as more plastic is collected. Every kilogram of plastic removed means more bio-oil produced, which means more revenue. More revenue means more buyback, which means more appreciation for CSR credits. And here's the key point. CSR is not speculation. It's a guaranteed financial mechanism, a perfect formula combining environmental impact with real economic value. And here's your opportunity. With the PNP, Plastic Neutrality Package, you can make your contribution to help remove plastic from the environment. Each pack represents a different level of contribution, impact, and potential reward. How it works? With our plastic neutral service, you're directly helping to clean the planet. Every kilogram of plastic collected is transformed into advanced bio-oil through Corsair's revolutionary pyrolysis process. At the same time, you earn CSR plastic credits, a digital, transparent, and verifiable proof of your impact. And the best part, within the Amplivo network, you always get the best price and enjoy exclusive benefits, combining real-world impact with unique advantages. And the choice is entirely yours. From as little as 10 euros up to 100,000 euros, every contribution is registered in your name, making you a personal part of this movement and its real positive impact. The larger your package, the more plastic is removed in your name, and the more CSR credits you receive. And here's something important. Within the Amplivo network, you always get CSR credits at a better price than the open market. It's important to know that every Saturday, the Amplivo value of CSR credits increases by 0.001 euros. The model is simple. For every kilogram of plastic recycled, 10 CSR credits are issued. To make it even more sustainable, your CSR credits are released gradually over time. 5% becomes available after 1 week, 45%, after 40 weeks, 50%, after 80 weeks. This ensures steady growth, long-term stability, and gives Corsair enough time to remove the corresponding plastic from the planet. Let's look at a practical example in week 36. Imagine you have 21,739 CSR 25 credits. With the special promotion of plus 25% bonus, this grows to 27,173 CSR 25. In the first week, 5% becomes available, which equals 1,358 CSR 25. At the current market value of $0.125 per credit, that's about $169.75 in liquidity, almost one-fifth of your purchase value, while you still keep 95% of your total credits locked for future growth. This shows the real potential: immediate liquidity, steady accumulation, and long-term value. The current promotion, running from August 30th to September 12th, gives an extra 25% CSR 25 bonus when purchasing a PMP, making your contribution even more impactful. So let me finish with this. Nobody can predict the exact future value of CSR credits. But one thing is certain: this movement has already started, and it is growing every single day. The question is not if this market will grow. The question is, will you be part of it, or will you watch from the sidelines? If you are ready, choose your plastic neutral package, start your free training with Green Life, and join us in transforming one of the biggest environmental problems of our time into one of the greatest opportunities of our generation. Together, we can make a real difference. Together, we can create impact. And together, we will clean the planet, one piece of plastic at a time. This is your moment to take action. Choose your PNP pack or start your free training today and become part of a movement that transforms plastic waste into real impact. And there's more. Don't miss our exclusive tool video. Discover the all-in-one platform for network marketing: landing pages, courses, modules, training, and every tool you need, fully translated and ready to use. Watch the video now and see how you can amplify your results, grow your network, and make a real difference. Your journey starts here.